This wasn't just a breakup, it was a showdown. She brought her new guy, but what they didn't know was I had a plan to reveal all her lies. And trust me, the fallout was explosive.
My name's Jack. I'm 28, work as a software engineer, and up until 2 months ago, I thought I'd be proposing to my girlfriend Lila before the year ended. We'd been together for 4 years, lived together for 2. She was a kindergarten teacher, sweet, bubbly, always smelled like vanilla and strawberries. Everyone loved her, especially my best friend Nate. Yeah, you see where this is going. Lila and I weren't perfect, no couple is, but I trusted her. Hell, I trusted Nate like a brother. We'd known each other since high school. He was even the one who introduced us. Turns out he introduced me to the girl who'd eventually rip both our lives apart. The first sign something was off? Her phone.
She never used to be cagey about it. We'd share memes, playlists, even dumb screenshots from our high school group chats. But lately, that phone never left her hand or her back pocket. She started sleeping with it on the nightstand face down. When I asked her what was up, she smiled. Just lots of kid stuff, you know? Parents texting me random things. Okay, maybe, but I wasn't born yesterday. Then came the nights she worked late. Staff meetings that apparently ended at 10 p.m. I didn't buy it. So one night I drove to her school. Her car wasn't there. I waited 20 minutes. Still no sign. I didn't confront her right away. I wanted to be sure. So I waited. And that's when the pieces started falling into place.
A week later, I worked late too, or so I told her. I parked my car a few blocks away and waited near her school with a thermos of coffee and more nerves than I care to admit. Around 6:45 p.m., I saw her car pull out of the lot, but she didn't head home. She drove to a bar on the other side of town. I followed, and guess who showed up not 10 minutes later? Nate, my best friend, the guy who used to crash on my couch in college and call Leela his little sister. They didn't hug like siblings. They kissed. Long, handsy, like they'd done it before.
Can't explain the feeling. It wasn't rage, not at first. It was like my stomach had been scooped out. Hollow. I sat there in my car, watching them laugh and drink and touch like they hadn't just detonated my entire life. I drove home shaking. Didn't sleep that night. Or the next. I didn't confront her. I planned. Because if there's one thing I have learned from years of writing code, it's this. Timing is everything.
I gave it 2 weeks. 2 weeks of pretending everything was fine. I kissed her good morning, asked her about work, even made dinner once or twice. I told her I was planning something special for our upcoming anniversary. She lit up. Perfect. I called her parents, told them I wanted to plan a surprise dinner for her, family and close friends only. Said I wanted to give a little speech, maybe even hint at a proposal. They were thrilled. I told Nate about it too. "You better show up, man," I said, forcing a smile. "You've been a huge part of our relationship. I want you there."
He looked guilty. So guilty, I almost punched him right there. But he nodded. "Of course," he said. "Wouldn't rush it." "Yeah, you won't." I rented a private room at a beautiful Italian restaurant downtown. Candlelight, jazz, the works. I told everyone to dress formal. Lila looked gorgeous when she arrived. Hair done, red dress, the one I bought her last Christmas. She looked around and gasped when she saw her parents, her brother, her aunt, even a few of her teacher friends. And Nate.
"Jack," she whispered, tearing up. I smiled. Let's eat." We went through the courses. Laughter, wine. I watched her hold Nate's gaze a few times. Her hand brushed his once when they both reached for the breadbasket. Subtle. Almost. Almost. Then came dessert. I stood up, clinking my glass. "I just want to say a few words," I said. Her eyes widened. I watched her parents beam. Nate squirmed. "Lila, these past 4 years have been interesting." A soft chuckle from the crowd. "I've learned a lot, like how love should feel safe, like home, and how important honesty is." I paused, saw her shift in her seat. Nate looked pale. "And most of all, I learned that betrayal doesn't always come from enemies. Sometimes it comes from the people who say they love you the most." Silence.
I reached into my pocket and pulled out a small remote. Click. Behind me, the projector screen lit up. Photos, screenshots, time-stamped images of Lila and Nate outside the bar, in his car, at a hotel. A few gasps. Someone dropped a fork. Her mom whispered, "Lila?" She stood up, face white as chalk. "Jack, what?" I said calmly. "You told me you were at a staff meeting. This was the same night, right? Funny, because Nate doesn't work with children, but I guess he likes acting like one."
Her dad stood up, furious. "Nate?" He bolted, just got up and walked out, not even grabbing his jacket. Lila burst into tears, trying to apologize, but I wasn't listening anymore. I turned to the rest of the room. "I wanted you all here so no one had to hear this secondhand. I'm not angry. I'm free. And Lila, you can keep the dress. You'll need it for your next lie." I walked out to applause. No, really. Her brother actually clapped.
I didn't go home that night. Instead, I crashed to my buddy Caleb's place, who had already seen the video, because I had set up a hidden GoPro in my car during the follow and confirm phase. The same video was already backed up in 3 different drives just in case anyone tried to gaslight me later. By the time I woke up the next morning, my phone had exploded with notifications. Texts from Lila, voicemails from her mom, 3 missed calls from Nate, even a few DMs from mutual friends saying, "What the F just happened?"
The story had spread. Not because I posted it publicly. I didn't need to. Word of mouth did the job. By noon, her school's gossip mill was in overdrive. One of her coworkers texted me, apologizing for what had happened and offering to write me a LinkedIn endorsement for some reason. Lila's world was falling apart. Apparently, her dad kicked her out of the house for disrespecting the family. Her mom begged me to reconsider, said she was just confused, and people make mistakes. I replied once, just to be clear. A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. This was a repeated betrayal. Blocked her after that. As for Nate, he tried to spin it, of course. Told some of our friends I had doctored the photos, that I was just jealous because Lila liked him more. But no one bought it. See, here's the thing. He'd posted a selfie from the bar the same night they met up. In the background, Lila's red dress. His reflection in the window. Rookie mistake, my guy. He got fired a week later. Why? Because he and I worked at the same company. And turns out screwing your best friend's girlfriend and becoming the subject of a viral office group chat violates a few professional conduct clauses. Whoops.
It took a while for the noise to die down. People love drama more than resolution. I moved out of the apartment, left the red couch she loved, but took the espresso machine because priorities. Got my own place, smaller but quiet. Clean, no lies in the furniture.
Lila tried to contact me again, through a new number, a fake Instagram account, even sent a handwritten letter through my old office mail. She begged, cried, said Nate meant nothing. Yeah, so did I. I never answered. Instead, I framed one of the screenshots and put it in a drawer. Not to be petty, but to remember. To never ignore red flags again, just because someone knows how to smile at the right time.
Now here's the kicker. 6 months after the whole explosion, I got a message on LinkedIn from someone named Camila, a girl who said she used to date Nate. They'd been on again, off again for years. She told me she'd seen my name in one of his texts the same day she caught him cheating on her with someone else entirely. Yep. Turns out Nate wasn't just betraying me. He was betraying everyone. Camila and I talked for a bit, traded war stories, ended up laughing about the whole thing over coffee. Then another coffee. Then dinner. We're not together or anything, yet. But you know what? She never lies. And honestly, after everything, that's hot.
We started hanging out more after that. Not in a let's trauma bond and rebound kind of way. More like two people who'd both been burned and finally found someone else who actually gets it. No games, no pretending. Just honesty. We'd grab tacos and swap ridiculous stories about Nate's wild lies. Like the time he told her he was in LA on a business trip, but I had a selfie of us at an arcade that same night. Or when he told me he didn't believe in relationships, while apparently trying to propose to her. Every lie became a laugh, and every laugh chipped away at the mess he'd left behind. Camila was sharp, sarcastic, and unapologetically herself. And most importantly, real. She didn't try to impress me. Didn't play any roles. She just showed up, messy past and all. And that felt revolutionary after dating someone who was basically a walking Instagram filter with a God complex. Eventually, people in our lives started asking questions. Are you two like a thing? We just look at each other and shrug. Maybe, maybe not. But whatever it was ours. And it wasn't built on lies. One night, after splitting a terrible bottle of wine and watching the dumbest horror movie we could find, she said, "You know what sucks? I spent years loving a guy who didn't even exist." I looked at her and replied, "Same, but at least we found each other in the wreckage." She smiled. And I swear, in that moment, the past didn't matter anymore. Not Sophie, not Nate. Just the quiet, undeniable fact that maybe, just maybe, sometimes revenge isn't slashing tires or burning bridges. Sometimes revenge is healing so well, they can't even recognize you anymore.
Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, even just a little, don't forget to like, share, or follow for more. Got thoughts? Drop them in the comments. I read every one. And if this resonated, make sure to check out the other stories on the page. There's more where this came from. Until next time, take care, stay strong, and protect your peace.